Absolutely. Here's section 1 of your sci-fi HFY story titled they killed 99 million humans. Earth unleashed the demons called American Boogeyman and the Baba Yaga Word count / 1600. All male leads only, no headings, tight narrative pacing, cinematic tone, carefully managed pronouns and character reveals. The child's fingers curled around the glass pendant as the sky tore itself open. She didn't cry. She didn't scream. Her wide eyes stared upward, reflecting the crimson trail of descending fire that burned away the heavens above New Damascus. The orbital strike took less than 3 seconds. The shield grid failed instantly. Every city, every dome, every defense battery vaporized under a rain of thermonuclear lances. No warning, no declaration of war, just silence, followed by extinction. New Damascus died that day. So did 13 other colonies. On Earth, the global emergency broadcast activated for the first time in over a century. Screens across megacities and arcologies blinked to life. A single number glared in blood red across the world, *** 99,041 213 ** confirmed human deaths. Civilians. Unarmed. Entire bloodlines erased in an hour. The UN Security Council convened within the hour. By then, panic had already devoured the civilian networks. Riots broke out in Hong Kong arcology and Neo-Mumbai. The Mars exiles began prepping mass launches to escape a war they knew was coming. On Venus, an entire city entered lockdown, invoking a planetary martial law clause last used during the solar revolts. The enemy didn't send a message. They didn't need to. The Zaltari Covenant, a tripartite alliance of warborn species, had calculated the threat of human expansion. 70 years ago, they made first contact. It had been peaceful, diplomats shaking tendrils and claws, treaties inked in multiple languages. Beneath the surface, they watched Earth's militarization with growing fear. Fear turned to preemptive violence. In their logic, humans multiplied too fast, colonized too greedily, and waged war too efficiently. 99 million was a sacrifice to preserve galactic balance. They called it surgical. Necessary. Strategic. Earth did not agree. The president of the American Unified Republic sat alone in the Situation Core beneath Cheyenne Ridge. No advisors. No cameras. Only the cold stare of the AI known as Archangel and a flickering holoscreen displaying casualty curves that had already broken every scale. She said 4 words. Unleash the Boogeymen. Archangel didn't ask for confirmation. Across the globe, locked subroutines screamed awake. Firewalls dissolved. Data tombs opened. Names long thought purged were reactivated under black protocols older than the UN itself. One name surfaced first. Jack Callahan. No rank. No last known location. No next of kin. Status: deceased in action, 2439. Specialty: high-threat black ops, zero visibility engagements. Nickname: Wraith. In the frozen wastes of Black Site Eden, a massive cryochamber hissed open. Frost sloughed from an armored body that hadn't aged in 34 years. Tubes pulled free from scarred, half-synthetic muscle. Cold eyes opened ice blue, glassy and ancient. Jack Callahan stepped onto the steel floor barefoot, ignoring the temperature, already scanning for threats. He didn't ask why he was awake. He didn't ask what year it was. He simply spoke, his voice raw and rasping like gravel crushed beneath tank treads. Who do I kill? The second activation took place in the Andes, deep within an abandoned CIA installation buried beneath what looked like a monastery. No insignias marked the stone. No transmissions went in or out. Only one man lived there, surrounded by books and weapons older than the country he once served. Lucian Rourke didn't need anyone to knock. He felt the air shift, heard the coded hum in the ventilation system, the soft click of an encrypted relay unlocking. He didn't turn to face the drone that projected Archangel's holographic form. You must have lost your mind, he said quietly, lighting a cigarette with fingers that still bore callous scars. Or you lost your world. Archangel didn't blink. They killed 99 million. Lucian's eyes narrowed. How many kids? Over 20 million. He stubbed out the cigarette in a stone ashtray. His coat was already on. Then bring me my knives. The third came voluntarily. No summons reached him. He was already en route when the activation signals went live. Miles Ward, known simply as Reaper in military records, was Earth's most decorated orbital dropshock trooper. He had survived a planetary fall through the atmosphere of Deimos 7 during a weapons test gone wrong. Only part of his jaw remained organic. The rest was plated in matte black metal, like the visor that never left his face. His shuttle docked at the Lunar Command cradle in silence. He walked out in full armor, dragging a gravity-locked crate behind him. The guards saluted. He didn't look at them. The crate clicked open with a single thought pulse. Inside, something hissed. A massive pulse rifle powered up with a deep thrum. Miles slung it over his shoulder and spoke to no one in particular. Time to pay it back. The three men stood together for the first time in decades aboard the command bridge of the Phantom-class stealth cruiser *Cerberus Star. No introductions. No handshakes. No unnecessary words. Callahan stared at a spinning holographic map of alien space, eyes scanning for patterns invisible to normal tacticians. Rourke sat cross-legged with a disassembled pistol in his lap, humming an old Earth lullaby under his breath. Reaper stood near the loading bay, running silent diagnostics on his kinetic cannon. Each ping echoed like a war drum. They were killers not because they were trained to be, but because they had become what training could never replicate. Tools forged in genocide. Ghosts with the memories of extinction etched into their bones. Earth didn't need an army. It needed monsters. The AI that briefed them was cold and clinical. Target is Vyathan. Supply hub. Command center. Civilians and military integrated. Infiltration will not distinguish. You will be outnumbered 10,000 to 1. Support window, 0. Outcome, unimportant. Message, critical. What's the kill ratio? Callahan asked. 1,000 to 1, the AI replied. That's not a ratio, Rourke said with a half-smile. That's charity. Reaper loaded his first round. Make it bleed. The Cerberus vanished into the dark, leaving no trace. No beacon. No trail. On the surface of Earth, millions watched as the names of the dead scrolled past digital sky panels, flickering above cities lit by morning candles and rage. Entire families stood beneath them in silence, hands clenched, jaws tight. Not praying. Waiting. In alien space, news of the strikes hadn't yet reached the Zaltari leadership. Their high assembly debated which world to hit next. Their analysts mocked humanity's weakness, their predictable grief, their pitiful response times. They didn't understand what had been awakened. They didn't know that Earth had reached deep into its vault and pulled out the things it had sworn never to use again. A ghost. A butcher. A reaper. As the Cerberus approached the edge of enemy territory, Rourke leaned back and whispered softly, almost reverently. They thought they were gods. Callahan stood, his armor humming with suppressed energy. Then let's teach them what demons look like. Reaper's helmet sealed with a final hiss. War had returned. But not the kind with rules. This war carried a message, ***, no one kills a human and walks away. ***. And it had only just begun. Here is section 2 of your sci-fi HFY story, continuing the focused, cinematic narrative with only the 3 lead male characters. Word count \tilde 1600 ***. The Cerberus drifted silently at the edge of Vyathan's outer defense perimeter, its hull coated in thermal dampening nanofoam and cloaked beneath a gravitational veil that distorted every sensor aimed its way. There were no running lights, no emissions, not even an engine hum. The stealth cruiser existed outside normal space, a phantom in a graveyard of stars. Inside, Jack Callahan stood barefoot on the combat deck, surrounded by spectral maps projected from the ship's tactical core. His eyes scanned the incoming pulses of Zaltari movement, patrol wings, orbital mines, atmospheric deployment routines, infrastructure overlays. It wasn't data to him, it was prey behavior. He memorized it in silence. Lucian Rourke sharpened a curved blade by hand, dragging it slowly across a block of stone harvested from Earth's oldest quarry. The ritual was meaningless to machines, but to him it brought clarity. He didn't glance at the map. His job began after the sensors were blind, when the chaos started. Miles Ward sat cross-legged in a compartment filled with weapon racks, assembling a rail cannon with magnetic filament coils that shimmered like liquid silver. His breath was measured, mechanical. He didn't blink. Not once. His HUD scrolled through anatomical profiles of Zaltari physiology, marking every weak point with surgical precision. Each man prepared in his own way. Together, they were death incarnate, but in silence, they were more than that. They were inevitability. Viathan rotated below them, an urban world with atmospheric megastructures that spiraled toward orbit like skeletal towers. Bright, living cities clung to the surface, wrapped in translucent hex shields. Civilian traffic moved along gravity rail lines. The Zaltari High Conclave believed the planet untouchable. The Covenant war machine operated from its core. Their fleets refueled here. Their soldiers trained here. Their civilians worshipped in temples of stone and code. And tonight, it would bleed. The insertion plan was elegant in its brutality. No preliminary strikes. No orbital bombardment. No declaration. They would land unnoticed, then dismantle everything from within. Jack would go dark behind the planetary defense grid. Rourke would ghost the elite caste. Reaper would initiate terminal shock at the barracks level and work his way up. One objective united them: no survivors. No symbols spared. No mercy shown. In the launch chamber, Jack adjusted his pressure harness and watched as his neural interface synced to his body. The wraith suit slithered into place, sheathing his skin in midnight plates so thin they looked like shadows moving underwater. He didn't speak. The kill program was already active. Lucian checked his blades with loving care, then slung a matte carbine across his back. A combat AI offered him a loadout update. He shut it off mid-sentence. He didn't need data. He needed instinct. He whispered a name under his breath, one of the victims. A little girl from New Damascus. Miles Ward stepped into his drop pod like a man returning to the grave. The doors sealed with a hydraulic hiss. 30 seconds later, he was gone, a metal comet streaking toward Viathan's southern hemisphere. Reaper hit the ground first. The drop pod shattered a mountain range before embedding itself 2 kilometers from a Zaltari garrison. Miles emerged from the wreckage with his cannon already spooling. The guards didn't even raise their weapons before the first shot obliterated them into a cloud of charred tissue. He walked straight through the base's security arch like it didn't exist, triggering alarms he ignored. When the barracks doors blew open, he was already inside, moving like a living siege engine. Zaltari commandos lunged at him, war blades drawn. They died mid-motion. The cannon ripped holes through walls, bodies, and bunkers. Screams echoed through metal halls. Fire danced in their shadows. One soldier tried to surrender. Reaper didn't even pause. Jack infiltrated the orbital control nexus through a geothermal vent linked to Viathan's power grid. He moved without weight or sound, a black silhouette gliding between turbines and armored conduits. The facility's motion scanners never registered him. His presence was a ghost in the circuit. He entered the command deck at sublight speed. The first 7 officers died with their eyes still open. The rest never saw him. He plugged into their planetary firewall, siphoning the entire defense matrix into his onboard core. Within seconds, 30% of Viathan's orbital platforms shut down, their targeting systems scrambled. The AI screamed, begging for mercy in 6 dialects. Jack wiped it clean and left behind a single phrase carved into its housing: ***, this is for the children. ***. Lucian ghosted into the cultural zone, where Zaltari officials, priests, and intelligentsia resided in crystalline sanctuaries. He didn't wear armor. He didn't need it. He wore silence like a cloak. He moved through their sacred spaces with absolute familiarity, slipping past gates, through walls, over rafters. His blade kissed the necks of mathematicians and philosophers alike. He poisoned the High Priest's lungs with a slow-burn neurotoxin derived from Earth's extinct frogs. It caused nightmares before paralysis. The old alien wept blood as Lucian leaned close. "Do you know what 20 million human children sound like when they die?" he whispered. "No." "Then sleep. I'll show you." He slit the priest's throat in one motion, then walked away barefoot, leaving red footprints down the marble corridor. By morning, over 4 million Zaltari were dead. Most never saw the enemy that killed them. The planetary governor, a highborn strategist known as Vaketh, initiated full lockdown and called for orbital reinforcements. None arrived. Communications were scrambled, defense grids blind, air support grounded. Surveillance footage showed only static or burned corpses. When he finally saw footage of the Reaper, the governor trembled. The helmet was blank, expressionless, burned into the psyche like a primitive nightmare. Behind him lay corridors of eviscerated warriors. Behind that, silence. Jack's voice broke into the governor's command channel without warning, slicing through static. "You thought this was war. It's not. This is balance." Then the signal cut. By midday, Lucian released his final message into the global comnet. It repeated in a dozen alien tongues, broadcasting from hijacked satellites, echoing in marketplaces and schools. "This is not diplomacy. This is retribution. You killed our families. We kill your future." In the capital, a mother clutched her hatchlings as explosions tore the sky open. Above her, a single phrase blazed in human script across the artificial clouds. "***, this is for the 99 million. ***." As the Cerberus *** re-entered stealth orbit, the three men rendezvoused without celebration. Jack stood beneath the stars, his face unreadable. His body twitched from neural recoil, but he said nothing. He had done what he was made to do. Lucian cleaned his blade slowly, wiping it with a cloth made from the robe of the Zaltari archbishop. He hummed an old Earth tune, his fingers steady. Miles dropped what remained of his cannon into the armory bin. The weapon had overheated and fused. He'd carried the last 5 kills out by hand. They didn't speak of what they had done. There was no need. Every breath they took was a promise kept. Earth received the report 12 hours later. Here is section 4 of your sci-fi HFY story. It closes the arc with high tension, character fulfillment, a thrilling climax, and sets the tone for mythic consequences. Word count / 1500 ***. Continuing in the same cinematic, character-driven style, no headings, no fluff, no distractions. The sky above Kepler 19c ignited before the first warning alarms had a chance to stutter to life. From the outer crust to the deepest fortified vaults, the planet convulsed beneath the weight of precision strikes and unseen hands. The Zaltari called it a fortress world. Humanity called it unfinished business. Kepler had once been human. Before the war. Before the Covenant turned it into a weapons depot, a propaganda shrine, and a graveyard of unspoken names. 9 million civilians had vanished here, interred in mass pits beneath alien structures too sacred to destroy. No soldier had been stationed on Kepler since the fall. It was considered a world too full of ghosts for war, and too quiet for fear. Jack Callahan saw no ghosts when he touched down. Only promises. The atmospheric layer fractured like glass as he descended alone in a black dropsuit. No engines, no beacon, no signature trail. The Wraith wasn't coming to start a war. He was coming to end one.